Welcome to the COBOL-IT Learning Center. Installing COBOL-IT Compiler Suite Enterprise Edition on a Linux or Unix platform. In this module, we will download and install the 32-bit Linux binary distribution of the COBOL-IT Compiler Suite Enterprise Edition, and demo license. We will then validate the installation of the COBOL-IT compiler on a Linux platform. These same guidelines could be applied if you were installing your COBOL-IT compiler on a Unix platform such as AIX, Solaris, or HPUX. After these exercises, you will be ready to begin using your new compiler on a Linux platform. Prerequisites. Before installing the COBOL-IT Compiler Suite Enterprise Edition, a C compiler must be installed on your Linux or Unix computer. The COBOL-IT compiler translates COBOL to C, and uses the local C compiler to create a shared library or executable. As a result, the COBOL-IT compiler requires that the host computer have a C compiler. The COBOL-IT compiler suite supports all major Linux and Unix C compilers, including the latest versions of GCC. The COBOL-IT Compiler Suite Enterprise Edition can be used with 32 or 64-bit C compilers. In this exercise we are using a 32-bit GCC compiler on our Linux platform. We will download and install a 32-bit COBOL-IT compiler. Now, let's proceed to COBOL-ITonline.com, and download the COBOL-IT compiler and demo license for the Linux platform. COBOL-IT Online is the COBOL-IT portal for downloading software. We will download the COBOL-IT Compiler Suite Enterprise Edition and demo license from COBOL-IT Online. In the panel on the left, enter the email address you have registered with COBOL-IT, and the password you received from COBOL-IT. Click on the Login button. When you have logged into COBOL-IT Online, you will see the Welcome screen. Select the Downloads option on the left panel to proceed to the download screen. This is the download screen. In the Active Authorizations window of the download screen, select COBOL-IT Compiler Suite plus RTS Enterprise Linux. Active authorizations are the products you are currently authorized to download. Selecting COBOL-IT Compiler Suite plus RTS Enterprise Linux will display a list of the products you may download. This is the product listing on the download screen. The 32-bit COBOL-IT compiler for Linux is listed as Compiler Linux 32. From the list on the left, select Compiler Linux 32. After selecting Compiler Linux 32, you will advance to the Download Method screen. Use the default settings. Click OK. As your browser opens the COBOL-IT Compiler Suite Enterprise Edition binary distribution, you will see an information window. On the information window, select the Save As function. Save the software to the Downloads folder on your computer. Now, you must download the demo license. Return to the previous screen by clicking on the arrow in the upper left corner of your browser. On the download screen, in the list on the left, select Demo License. After selecting Demo License, you will again advance to the Download Method screen. Use the default settings. Click OK. Again, select the Save As button to download and save the demo license in the Downloads folder on your computer. You have now completed your downloads. You may exit your browser. We will now proceed to install the COBOL-IT Compiler Suite Enterprise Edition and demo license on a Linux platform. This is an overview of the install procedures. The COBOL-IT Compiler Suite Enterprise Edition should be installed in the opt directory off of the root directory. We will unpack the binary distribution using the tar command. This will create a directory called COBOL-IT, and subdirectories. We will install the license file, and then run the COBOL-IT setup script. Finally, we will validate the installation. Let's begin. Log in as root or super user. Create and then enter the opt directory. Install the COBOL-IT binary distribution using the tar command. You may wish to pause the presentation here to examine the tar command. The command is designed to unzip, and then extract the distribution files. This process creates a COBOL-IT directory and subdirectories. The COBOL-IT directory is the default location of the license file. Next, we will install the license file. To install the license file, we will enter the COBOL-IT directory and then copy the license from our Downloads folder. Your software and license file are now installed. Now we will run the COBOL-IT setup script. The COBOL-IT setup script is called COBOL-IT setup.sh and is located in the bin directory. The COBOL-IT setup script sets environment variables that are required by the COBOL-IT compiler and runtime. Navigate to the COBOL-IT bin directory. Run the COBOL-IT setup script. You will see that the COBOL-IT environment has been set to the COBOL-IT directory. Now, we are ready to validate the installation of the COBOL-IT compiler. To validate the installation of the COBOL-IT compiler, type COBOL-V at the command line. You will see that your COBOL compiler is valid. Congratulations! You are ready to use the COBOL-IT Compiler Suite Enterprise Edition on a Linux platform. In this module, we downloaded the 32-bit Linux binary distribution of the compiler suite and demo license from COBOL-IT Online. We installed the COBOL-IT Compiler Suite. Finally, we validated our installation. For more detailed information, and the very latest reference documentation, please visit the doc folder under your COBOL-IT home directory. We encourage you to continue using the COBOL-IT online training program. Thank you.